In the far reaches of the Orion Arm, aboard the massive galactic assembly station, stories traveled faster than light. Every species from the known universe gathered there, merchants, diplomats, and scholars from thousands of worlds. Among them, one rule echoed through every corridor, whispered in hushed tones, carved into walls in 100 languages: never touch a human. At first, Sherek of the Valorian kin didn't believe the warning. His species, tall and serpentine with shimmering scales that reflected the faint light of distant stars, were known for their curiosity. Rules, after all, were meant to be understood before they were followed, or so Sherek believed. Humans were rare on the station. They mostly kept to themselves, always polite but distant, wrapped in layers of mystery. Sherek had watched them from afar, short, fragile-looking creatures, soft-skinned with quick eyes and faster hands. He couldn't understand why everyone seemed so afraid of them. What could these delicate beings possibly do that was so terrifying? The warnings felt like superstition, like ancient myths told to frighten the knave. But myths often hid truths, and Jarek's relentless curiosity would not let him rest until he uncovered the reason behind the fear. One day, Jarek's curiosity got the better of him. It was during a diplomatic gathering in the Grand Hall, where representatives from dozens of species shared offerings from their worlds. The hall itself was a masterpiece of interstellar architecture. Glittering crystal spires stretched high above, while gravity fields shifted subtly to accommodate the diverse physiologies of its guests. That's where he saw the human, tall for their kind, dressed in the sleek black uniform of Earth's diplomatic court. Their main badge read Commander Elias Reeve. Sherek approached cautiously. The human was alone, observing a holographic display of Andrelian star art, their expression calm but focused. The swirling colors of the stars cast a gentle glow on Reeve's sharp features. "Human," Sherek began, voice smooth as silk. "I am Sherek of Valoria. May I speak with you?" Commander Reeve turned slowly, offering a small, polite smile. "Of course. Always good to meet someone new." Sherek felt a strange sensation, a tension in the air that wasn't there before, like the quiet before a solar storm. But curiosity pushed him forward. "I've heard many stories about humans," Sherek said. "Strange tales about why no one should ever touch your kind. I find it difficult to believe." The human smile didn't waver, but something in their eyes darkened, like a shadow passing over a calm sea. "Those stories exist for a reason," Reeves said quietly. "You should respect them." Sherek tilted his head, fascinated by the sudden seriousness in Reeves' tone. But what could be so dangerous about contact? His voice carried no malice, only genuine curiosity. But Sherek didn't heed the warning. His kind never learned through caution, only experience. Without thinking, he reached out, placing a hand on the human's shoulder. In that moment, the universe changed. It wasn't pain that hit him first. It was power. A surge of raw, primal force, like being struck by the fury of a dying star. His mind filled with chaos. Memories that weren't his. Wars fought in burning skies, screams echoing through ancient battlefields, the cold emptiness of space conquered not by claws or teeth, but by unbreakable will. Sherek saw Earth's history flash before his eyes, centuries of struggle and survival. He felt every hardship, every victory, every ounce of stubborn, unrelenting determination that had driven humanity to conquer the stars. The agony of cold winters, the brutality of endless wars, and the fire of ambition that refused to be extinguished. Every hardship was carved deep into the human spirit. It was overwhelming. Jarek's body collapsed to the ground, trembling violently, his senses drowned in the flood of human willpower, an energy that wasn't physical but something deeper, something tied to the very soul of the species. He felt the crushing weight of survival against impossible odds, the human drive to endure, to adapt, to overcome. When he awoke hours later, Sherek found himself in the station's medical bay. His body was intact, but his mind felt fractured. His thoughts came in scattered fragments, like broken shards of glass reflecting painful memories that weren't his. Beside him stood Commander Reeve, hands clasped behind their back, expression calm but distant. "I warned you," Reeve said quietly. "You shouldn't have touched me." Sherek tried to speak, but no words came. His throat was dry, his mind too scattered to form coherent thoughts. Reeves sighed, then leaned in closer. Do you know why everyone fears us? It's not because we're strong or ruthless. It's because we're relentless. We don't break. We don't surrender. Every scar we carry makes us stronger. You didn't just touch my body. You touched my history, my pain, my will. And trust me, no other species in this galaxy can handle that burden. Sherek stared, the weight of those words crushing him far more than any physical force ever could. His scales, once shimmering with curiosity, now dulled under the burden of what he had felt. The sheer immensity of human endurance had left him hollow. The next cycle, the warnings spread even further. Whispers filled every corner of the station, more urgent than before, carved deeper into walls in more languages than anyone could count. Never touch a human. It wasn't superstition, it was survival. And now, Sherek understood why.